Does anyone have a question?
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes.
I find myself struggling so much with, when I'm trying to keep my mind there, when I'm trying to stay focused on the meditation and my mind wanders, and then I go into the,
Hey, try to ask it without moving so much, okay?
oh, okay,
Just let
sorry.
it come out without having to gesture. And
Okay,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
that's okay. Um, I go into this circle of I'm afraid I'm not taking advantage of the moment and I'm missing out on the whole practice. And then my mind goes into the place, and then I spend so much time trying to bring it back. And I wonder if you have suggestions for ways to continue to
Well,
bring it back.
yeah, I do have a suggestion. Faith, that's what you're here to learn. I don't expect you to be perfect. You shouldn't expect yourself to be perfect. You're up against yourself. You're up against problems that you have inside, blocks, different kinds of tensions. You're here to learn how to build a system inside that is strong enough to get your mind quiet, that is strong enough to keep your heart open. You're not here to be perfect. You're not here to be a master of this in a week and a half. You're here because it takes time, it takes patience. And the only person you're up against here is yourself. But the energy, the transmission of Shakti, the intensity of a class like this, the question and answer periods, everything is designed and given to you as an opportunity to build the kind of system I am talking about inside. And look, I mean, I've been doing this a lot longer than probably all of you together. And I'm up against me. I'm still up against me. I don't mind being up against me. At least I know what the enemy is. And I know that if I do certain things inside, the mind gets quiet, the emotions get quiet, I get open, I begin to receive this amazing energy from a higher source, and it guides my life. All of that works, and it only works because one takes the time to build the kind of system inside that enables it to be possible without thinking that you're supposed to be perfect, that you're supposed to be doing this. Why is my mind still talking? Why? Your mind is never going to shut up. There'll come a point where you're not going to listen anymore. And that's a very good point where you stop listening to it. And as soon as it starts yakking, you can get centered in the chakra below the navel. You can use it to open that chakra. The mind will get quiet. So I think that is the answer to your question. Uh, don't expect yourself to be doing this perfectly. Do it because each meditation class is a step closer to you building a chakra system inside that will eventually get your mind into a relative state of inner peace, your emotions into a relative state of inner peace. Never perfect, because we need the imperfection just to remind us that we have to continue to grow. And I think this is not only for you, but it's for all of us to truly understand and to realize why we're here. If we were perfect, we would be floating around the cosmos like a bunch of angels. We're born on this planet, which is the manifestation of imperfection. We come here because everything is imperfect here. And we have to deal with that. And how do we deal with it? We have to learn how to build a chakra system that enables us to deal with imperfection. But why is the soul sent here? To learn exactly how to do this so that one can attain a state of inner peace. One can get past the suffering, the difficulty, the problems inside, and truly become a child of God and become one with higher energy in the universe. That's what we're here to learn. And I think it's important that all of us just take a good look in the mirror and say, you can be imperfect. Your imperfection is part of an ingredient in this giant bouillabaisse called karma that we have to deal with every day. And that is how you get enlightened. You, instead of defeating yourself, you say, okay, I got to grow. I got to continue building myself inside. I have to take in more Shakti, more energy, get my mind quiet, get my emotions, stop fidgeting, stop moving. So, and and eventually one becomes really a vehicle for spiritual energy to flow through you. And I think it's not only your problem, I think everybody has this problem. Everybody. And I think, in a sense, everybody needs this problem of imperfection, because it is simply a reminder we still have work to do on ourselves. Then, if you don't do it, that's a serious problem. That's a really serious problem. But if you do the work, you will slowly become a master of internal chaos. It won't interfere with your, you know, process of getting closer and closer to a state of spiritual enlightenment. It'll just aid it. And maybe you need somebody like me just to remind you of this. I mean, that's what a teacher is. A teacher doesn't, you know, do anything but remind all of us that we need to grow spiritually. We need to overcome ourselves. Does anyone else have a question? I hope it's clear what I'm talking about, because I think every person is up against this problem. And so many people do nothing but beat themselves up because they're not doing whatever their occupation is, their job is, whatever it is, they're not doing it perfectly. And they wind up getting depressed, unhappy. They're not doing the relationship perfectly. They're not doing the job perfectly. And they wind up beating themselves up and making it even more difficult to build an inner life and to get the chakra system strong enough to where it gets closer to imperfection and accepts imperfection. It gets closer to perfection and accepts imperfection as a means of reminding us that we have to grow inside ourselves. God is perfect. The rest of us are bumbling around here trying to figure it out until one day we discover you can't figure it out, but you can just live it. Does anyone else have a question? You have a question, Derek? I gotta hear you.
Oh, that's what my question was about, really. I'm really enjoying the silence in these classes, and I'm also learning that silence is better. And when going through what I'm going through in my life, which is, a lot of negotiating and talking and relationship stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Derek. Just have patience. Tune into the inner silence in yourself before you talk to somebody and answer them. Listen to them. Don't know better than them. Maybe they have something to teach you. Listen to them. Listening is the key to any conversation. And, look, yeah, people say things that are stupid, that are this, that is. So what? So what? We're not here to correct the world. We're here to build our own inner lives, get closer to God, and eventually get free of all this Maya. And the best way to converse with other people is to really listen to them. And in all their imperfection and yet yakking and babbling, there might be something in the middle of that that can teach you something about yourself that you can learn. And then you can answer them. And you do it with an open heart, without putting people down, without being better than them, being imperious, more important than them. Remember, I had that problem once. I tell you, Rudy really taught me very quickly how to overcome that. And I mean, I was working for a guy. I was doing construction work and trying to renovate a guy's gallery. He was a pretty famous photographer in New York, and he was a little bit wacko, and very bossy and this and that. And I was sitting at the table having dinner with Rudy and a few of his students in the evening, and I said, "My God, the guy is impossible." And Rudy got pissed off with me. He said, "This guy is paying your wages. He's enabling you to eat. He's enabling you to live. What right do you have to judge him? Find something in him that you can learn something about yourself from." And what I found in him was that I could be impossible also. And I have to learn to keep my mouth shut. I really learned that from that guy. And it was a fantastic lesson. I didn't have to be right all the time. I didn't have to know better than everybody else. And that guy, that photographer, I mean, I don't even remember his name, but he was a pretty well-known photographer, this guy in New York. And he taught me this. But it was Rudy who had to get me to shut up and schmuck, listen. What are you learning from him? Why are you putting him down? So I think it's a good way with all that yakking around you you're talking about. But listen to what does it matter? Let him yak. You can't. Just listen. Pick out the jewels from all of that noise. Let it teach you something about yourself. And then talk to them, not knowing better than them, but trying to communicate with them. I try to talk to you all, not knowing better than you all, but just trying to communicate from a place deep inside myself. I don't know better than all of you. I need all of you here to remind me that I am still here on the earth growing. And I think that's a wonderful way to approach life. And I'm very grateful that I've arrived at a point in my life where I can do that. Does anyone else have a question. As I said yesterday, just to finish all this, it's not difficult to pick out negativity in the world. There's so much of it, and it's right on the surface of life, right on the surface. It takes a remarkable person to be able to listen and be able to transform that negativity into something positive in themselves. And I think we're all here in this meditation to learn how to do that. I mean, it's the title of my book, Transforming Life's Tension into Joy and Love. I mean, what a great thing to do. And there's so much tension in life that if we transform it, we will be full of joy and love. We learn how to transform it. Does anyone else have a question you would like? Okay, thank you. God bless you all. There will be meditation on Thursday, actually tomorrow night. And also, final announcing, I announced it yesterday. I'm going to be having, most of you live a million miles from here, but I'm going to be having meditation class in person every Saturday evening at my apartment here in Connecticut. So if you want to commute, you're welcome. It's a big commute. But it's going to be going on for those of you at least, fairly close to here. There will be a meditation piece every Saturday evening, 6 o'clock. God bless you all. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody soon. Thank you.
Thank you, you too. God bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Bye.